Well, morning, folks. I guess it's still morning. Um, so my daughter called me last night. It was fairly later in the evening, probably around 9:30 maybe. She had just left the Meijer in Monroe, Michigan. And well, those pepper plants are springing back pretty good. So is that tomato plant. And she called me because all food items in the Monroe Meijer, I'm pretty sure she said all. Oh, finally my zucchini plants are pushing through. Nice, nice, nice. Still don't see any asparagus though. Anyways, all food items in the Monroe Meijer are limited to 2 per person. The signs clearly state that it's due to the shortage. So I went to the Meijer this morning after I dropped my 17-year-old off at work. His car is back in the shop, so I had to run him to work. So I decided, well, I'm this close to the Meijer by me and Adrian, so I might as well go see what's going on there. So the Meijer and Adrian, there were no limits posted. And it was actually pretty well stocked, which was kind of shocking. What is going on with this broccoli? But I did notice that the prices have went up some more on certain things. I wanted some organic milk to can, so that was $6 a gallon. I think I paid $6 for 2 rolls of Viva paper towel. So 2 large rolls, it's supposed to equal, I don't know, 6, they say. But I don't know about all that. Ooh, it's warm in here. Wow, these plants are looking really good. Let's see. There's my tomato plants, some pepper plants, some herbs down there. A few things didn't do so good. I went and got some cayenne pepper and some more basil yesterday. So, but anyhow, so what are you guys doing? What are you seeing where you're at? And I'm wondering if the blue states are going to see limited food items versus not blue states. It's just a thought. Doesn't really mean anything. Ooh, time to cover the potatoes back up some more. They're poking through. Sorry guys, I'm trying to check my stuff. Got some garlic and onions coming up. I think some zucchini ended up in this. And I think my sunflower dropped some seeds last year. So I think I'm about to have a bunch of sunflowers in my onions and garlic. That'll be interesting. So I told my daughter last night that even with all that I've been doing, we're still not ready for this to happen. I knew I knew it was coming. I've been saying it for months and months and months and months, and I've been telling people for as long as I can remember, you got to get stuff together. You got to get stuff together. But even we're not ready. There are still several pantry items that I need. I need to find some powdered milk, not instant milk. There's a big difference. Instant milk has no nutritional value, has a gritty taste. It's just nasty. True powdered milk is just dehydrated milk. And it tastes much better. It's not a mix it up and then drink it. It's a mix it up, let it sit so it can reconstitute for a few hours. I need some of that. And so far, the only thing I can find is online. It's like, I think $40 for a container. So I'm trying to find a little bit cheaper, but there is absolutely nothing, no powdered milk in the grocery stores. It's all instant, if you can find that. So I bought some organic milk and some almond milk, and I'm going to can that. So we'll have that on the shelf, at least a little bit. But what are you guys doing? Have you been preparing? I did notice in my Meijer, the paper product thing is happening again, guys. I don't understand, don't know what it is about toilet paper, paper towel, and paper plates. However, I strongly suggest you get them. Don't hoard them, but I strongly suggest you order. Actually, I haven't been online to see if you can still order. I typically order once in a while a big pack from Costco or Sam's Club. I haven't got online to see if you can still do that. But I noticed in the Meijer, I did not go across the street to Walmart, so I don't know how Walmart's looking. The last time I was in Walmart, which would have been almost 2 weeks ago, there was no milk at all. No kind of milk. So, oh, here comes my grandson. So, what are you doing? Do you have some rice and beans and pastas stored up? Can you go put your sandals on, please? Go get your sandals on, please. Dante, put his sandals on, please. Go get your sandals. Go tell Dante, put your sandals on. You've been stocking up on your canned goods? What about your meats? Meats in the freezer are great. Yes, but they're talking about in Michigan, they're talking about deliberate electric shutoffs throughout the summer. June, July, and August. Because they're concerned with the grid. Well, how is that when last year we were just fine? Now all of a sudden this year, it's so bad that you need to have these controlled power outages. Yeah, I don't think so. I think I call BS. But there's been a lot of talk from multiple places about their increasing concern for the electrical grid crashing. Way too much talk. So to me that says that's what's next. Yes.
I'm gonna go swing.
Okay, go swing.
No rocket.
I would rather that you had some shoes on so that you don't cut your feet on the rock. So what happens when your freezer goes out? I mean, you can only get so much ice. What then? And I'm not saying you don't have food in your freezer, because you have to, right? But you got to have a backup for that. So do you have anything canned and on the shelf? Do you have any cans of tuna, cans of chicken breast, cans of beef? I only buy 2. I buy, actually, I did buy, I think it's Swanson's chicken breast on a can. However, mostly for my meat, I buy either Keystone or there's an Amish brand called Yoder's. Most people are familiar with that, with potato salads and things of that nature. Well, they also have some canned beef, chicken, and I believe pork as well. I have the beef and chicken. Have you started practicing making bread? If you're not familiarized with doing that, have you even learned how? Have you even found any recipes? Yes. Okay, good job. My 2.5-year-old grandson's here. So have you been buying milk in a carton, shelf-stable milk? I know I used to get the kids the little boxes for their lunch of almond milk, and I've been trying to find those to throw in our supply, and haven't been able to find them here. It's probably going to require a trip to Monroe. I'm going to have my daughter look when she goes to Kroger, because that's typically where I used to buy them from, and see if she can find them there. Butter. Buy your boxes of stick butter. You can freeze it, but you can also can it. At the Meijer today near me, I noticed there are no more big cans of shortening, no more big containers of lard. Not things that I typically use, but definitely things that I'm putting in my pantry. Okay, don't hurt yourself. Good job. So, in a minute. So, so sorry. So there's no more large containers of those. They're just the regular size and the small blocks of lard. Now that's here. Might be able to find it somewhere else. But Monroe for me is a 45-minute drive. Probably 40 minutes to Kroger. Yeah. Pastas, lots of holes in the shelves with the pasta. Lots of holes. So pasta is becoming an issue. There's a grain shortage. So go figure. Also, I want to show you something. So let me go back over here. Okay, I'm busy right now. Just a minute. Okay, but I'm busy right now. You have to wait a minute. So this is, what is this? This is, oh look, I left the axe out. Probably not good with the 2-year-old anyway. This is, you might as well call this just about the end of May. And behind me This is a cornfield. Now, granted, it's feed corn, but this is a cornfield. It hasn't been touched. Usually by now, they have come out. You can see down there, sorry, there's a tree in your way, but they've actually prepped that land there, but they've not done the whole thing. So that's a little concerning. That's feed corn for livestock. So they haven't touched it. They haven't cleaned it up. They haven't tilled it. They haven't dropped any seeds. Usually by now, they've been out here. So all last year's cut down is still laying all over the ground. So I don't think anything's going in here this year, guys. It's a problem. So that's kind of where we are with that. But what do you guys think? What are you guys thinking? What are you guys planning? Do you have a plan? Are you talking to your kids? Are you explaining to them that your main focus now needs to be on food, not snacks? I'll get a bag of apples. I'll get a bunch of bananas. I'll get maybe some grapes. Strawberries, if I can find them decently priced, because those fruits I buy organic. Because I don't want my kids eating pesticides. And God knows what else. But we've cut back. There's the snack cabinet is very limited. Popcorn that I used to buy from Kroger for $1.99 a box. I like the kettle corn mix once in a while. It was normally $1.99. It is now $2.79. So it's gone up almost. It's gone up what, 80 cents? $1.80? Or 80 cents. Sorry. 90. Okay. The dog is pulling his pants down. Lucy, leave his shorts alone. Lucy's trying to take your pants off. Okay, well, how about you stop swinging for a minute and let's fix them. All right. Thank you. Okay, in a minute, I'll let you sit down. I'm doing something. So, I'm sorry for all the distractions. Life is one big distraction right now, especially when that one's here. But anyhow, I just wanted to get on and just, have a conversation, let you know what's happening if you haven't been out to the store lately. Or if you weren't out at the store yesterday or last night. I don't know when those tags went up. I stopped in that Meijer on Sunday and I didn't see any. I was in there for, I think I ran in there to grab 2 things. And I didn't see any tags on anything. So, if it didn't just happen yesterday, it had to have been within the last few days. So, Makai, please stop screaming. So, I would say, if you haven't started, get going. Start now. If you have to go from store to store, then do it. The cool thing about, I mean, I don't know where you are, but like in Monroe or in Adrian, all the stores are lumped in one area. So with gas prices being the way they are, don't just willy-nilly jump in the car and go all over the place, but go with intent. So I would go to the Aldi if you're in Monroe. Go to the Aldi in Monroe. Go to the Walmart. Go to the Meijer. Go to the Kroger. Kroger is the other end of town. Get that? Kroger for me is in Lambertville. So that's a little bit of a drive. So when I go there with the intent to get more than just a handful of items. So, but do something. Please do something. Because the winter that is coming, it's not gonna be good, guys. I don't, good old Joe talked about, stop it. Good old Joe talked about, stop it. Talked about the long dark winter. His first, was that his first, was he even in office then? I don't know, but I really believe that this winter is going to be that. People are going to be feeling everything. They're already saying that we're now spending on average an additional $5,000 a year on fuel for one vehicle. We have 3 and a motorcycle, which my husband really needs to start driving to work, or riding to work. But so does that mean we're spending $15,000? Because God help us if we are. I try not to do a lot of driving. I don't do any unnecessary driving. If I need anything from Monroe, I'll get it on Sundays when I drive there for church. So do your best. Do whatever you can, and don't forget water. If they are playing with your fuel accessibility, they're playing with your food accessibility, they're playing with your ability to grow food for next year, please don't think for a second that they're not going to play with your water. Watch. Something. What is happening in this country is sickening. None of this should ever happen here. Ever. Our babies should not be going without formula. I don't care what anybody says. There are 4 formula production facilities in the United States. Everybody wants to say this is all on Abbott. It's not on Abbott. It's on the FDA. The FDA shut Abbott down. Put it down right now. The FDA shut Abbott down when there was the contaminated, put it down, formula issue back in early winter, right?
Yeah, I got this big one.
The problem with that is not one single case, not one child that got sick did their formula come from Abbott. Why have they been shut down all this time? Indiana, they shut the second of the 4 down in Indiana. Why? Abbott just got the green light to go ahead and start production again. Problem with that is it's going to take them 2 to 3 weeks to get up and running again. It's going to take closer to the end of summer for them to actually be able to get that formula on the shelves. Canada is willing to export formula to the United States. However, the United States has some type of law about formula coming from Canada. Hey, Joe, get rid of your freaking law. Get the formula to these babies. Or better yet, how about you go to the border and you take those pallets of formula and bring them back to our store shelves for tax-paying citizens' children? Jen Psaki said, well, we have a commitment to the migrants. No, your commitment first and foremost is to the tax-paying citizens of this country. Your citizens in your country eating and their children eating should be your first priority. You can't help anybody else if you can't take care of home. Well, now, that sounds awfully harsh. It might. It might. Tell that to the mother whose baby has no formula. Tell that to the mother whose child has allergies to everything else and has to be on a specific formula. Tell that to the mother that has a special needs child who has been on formula for multiple years. And that's their major source of nutrition. I'm not against people coming to our country. Not at all. My grandparents came to this country. However, they did it correctly. They did it legally. That's my issue. If you're coming here illegally, you're a criminal. And why should you and your family come before me and mine, who has been born and raised in this country and has paid taxes my entire adult life? At the end of the day, your child's needs come before anybody else's. Period. Period. Our Congress just agreed to send $40 billion to Ukraine. We have astronomical gas prices. Gas stations have changed their pumps to add an extra digit, which tells me that they know something we don't. Are we going to hit double-digit gas prices? Some places are closer to it than California is super close to that. already. What are they, $8 a gallon? We will probably be at $5 a gallon probably before 4th of July. They're projecting over 6 by August. Our gas prices are through the roof. Our stores are starting to limit the number of food items you can purchase in one transaction. There are multiple things you cannot find at the store. The prices on what you can find are absolutely ridiculous. And our babies have no formula. But we can send $40 billion, $40 billion more dollars to help another country. Something's wrong with that. And I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, Independent. I don't care what you are. I really don't. Because if you, for a second, think that anything this administration is doing is a good thing, you need help.
3, 4, 5, 6.
They are single-handedly destroying our country. They have destroyed our kids' education. They are pushing the most egregious garbage on our kids in school. They have destroyed our kids' childhoods for the last 2 years. Going on 3. Hello, people. We're going on 3 years of this garbage now. Right? I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. I really don't. But at the end of the day, what is happening in this country, what is happening to us is not right. Would have never happened if the mess that went on in this last election didn't happen. And I don't care what your thoughts are on that either, because there is video evidence, there is surveillance, there is satellite images. There is so much proof, evidence of what they did with this election. I don't even care what your thoughts are on that. I don't even care. I don't care, because you cannot doctor, you cannot change satellite images, you cannot change the video evidence. And that's not even counting the eyewitness testimonies of thousands of people. And the number of ballots versus the number of actual registered voters. Seriously? It doesn't take rocket science to be able to see that. Ray Charles can see that. You don't like it? I don't care. I really don't. Because I'm at this place in my life right now today. I don't care about offense or offense. I don't care about your political stance. I don't care. What I care about is being able to pay my bills, keep a roof over my children's head, keep food in their mouths, and keep the lights on. If you can't see what is happening in our country, and you can't see who is behind it, because it ain't Putin, it sure in the heck isn't Trump, it's not Ukraine, it's not China. Well, actually a large portion of it is China. If you can't see who's responsible, you need help. You need help. We're not headed for a recession, folks. We're already in one. We are headed for a depression. And you better learn real quick how to grow some tomatoes, how to grow some potatoes, how to grow some peppers, how to grow some cucumbers. And you better learn how to long-term store that. You better learn how to can meat. You better learn how to make some biscuits and some bread. Because there are going to be people that aren't paying attention, that are going to be starving. And there's probably going to be people that are going to die over the next year because of this BS. So please, do something. I don't care how small you have to start. Just start and keep doing what you can while you can, because we are moving to that place where you're not going to be able to get and store anything. And keep this in mind. When people can't get it in the stores, they're going to start coming to houses. Be prepared for that. And I think you can understand, reading between the lines, and know what I'm saying. And if you can't go that route, wasp spray shoots 40 feet. Wasp spray in the eyes will do some damage. Louisville sluggers do some damage. Get cameras for your house. Summertime. People are going to be having their windows open. Get cameras for your house. Be aware of your surroundings at all times. Everywhere. Because the amount of craziness is going to keep increasing. Be prepared. Keep your heads on a swivel. And be safe. And we still got to do that rice-a-roni video. So maybe later today we might get that done. So everybody have a good day. Peace and blessings to you and your house. Stay prayed up. Get stocked up. And we'll see you on the next one.